Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with my manga log for July, August, and September. Listen, 30 and 30 happened in September, so September is wild. But what I did is I have a vlog where I go into detail on those, but I'm also still going to talk about them here because honestly, why not? But second of all, I know not everyone's going to want to watch the vlog, but I do also want to note here, before we dive into this vlog, is that next month in November, I'm going to start doing monthly manga log and hauls together because I don't pick up a ton, but then I let things pile up. And I just feel like I read too much for quarterly, so at best I should do monthly, and if I don't read a ton one month, maybe we'll do a semi-monthly. I don't know, I'll just combine for 2 months. But I just kind of want to streamline the process for myself and make it a little easier, so that's the plan. So if you're here for the manga content, you're gonna get a little bit more of it more regularly, so that's exciting. But first off, I don't know how many volumes I read total. I'll put the number here for you. I'll do the math later. But you can see that number here. I've read a lot. So this is just going to be the series I read throughout the last 3 months combined as well, because I was I could break this up month to month, but then I would just be repeating myself a boatload. So let's dive right in with Ladies on Top, volumes 3 and 4. Oh, I love the cover for 4 so much. This series has continued to be one of my favorite steamships. It is in my top 3 for steamship right now. It is number 3 though. But I am loving Ladies on Top. I think this has been such a fantastic exploration of a different kind of dynamic in the bedroom than we usually get in our mangas. We also just have really 2 cute main characters trying to learn to communicate and be in a relationship together. The end of volume 4 does have me curious about 5, and I'm very ready for that to come out here this quarter because I do want to know what's going to happen with our couple. Also, the series is complete now in Japan, so I'm hoping that means we'll get the rest of the volumes pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure it's complete. I'll correct myself down here if it's not. But yeah, I just love this series. It's giving me the same energy as Sweat and Soap did to an extent, but a little different also, a little more graphic also in nature. But yeah, I'm really excited and hopeful that we're about to get some more fantastic character arcs and growths here between these 2 main characters. Volume 3 does end with a little bit of a new love interest introduced / aggressor, we'll call it. It's not really love interest, someone else enters the picture. So that did stress me out, but volume 4 relieved most of my stress about that, and that helped a lot. So I do recommend, if you haven't read 3 and 4 yet, read them together so you're just kind of quickly moving into that plot point. But I still think it was worth it and a good time. So here's the thing. I read so much digital manga in the last quarter, which is really exciting. And I do love my digital mangas. It's not a bad thing. It's just funny to me that I will go so long without touching my digital collection, and then I will start just reading a bunch of it or buying a bunch. And first off, I read Boss.Bride Days volumes 2 through 8 in the last quarter, so that is a lot, first of all. But second of all, with this series, I want to talk about it because I'm in love with this series. I have a couple digital onlys that I am just obsessed with and hoping we get physicals of at some point. Specifically with Boss.Bride Days, I love the setup here. It has just such a fun tension because our heroine saves Yakuza from getting hit by a car. He's an old man. And he says, you can marry any of my 4 grandsons and become the Yakuza, mother. And she plays a video game on her phone that is, Yakuza based, and they're all kind of like those characters. And it follows her, very tension-filled romance with these boys. And also them, not wanting to compete for her and then deciding to compete for her. And it's very fun. They're all very different types of heroes. And I think the tension and all that to this is just, there's a level of comedy to it, but also just in general, funness when reading this story. It's very different than the other Yakuza books I read. I think this one's probably the one with the most kind of just chaotic energy happening, and I immensely enjoy that. Next, we have another digital only that I am obsessed with, and that's Matcha Made in Heaven. And I have read volumes 3 through 6 in this series in the last quarter. So this series follows a girl who moves home after kind of escaping a not so great ex-boyfriend and ends up in a fake relationship with a guy helping her brother run their matcha family farm. And it follows her and his relationship, which ends up being a fake dating, to save her from said ex. And it's just so cute. There's her niece, who is amazing in this book. The child in this book is just adorableness personified. I love her arc so much as I've read it. And I just really like how their relationship also grows and develops, because at first it's kind of just this like we're fake dating thing, and then by volume 6 like they both have feelings for each other, and that has come to light, and they're like slowly moving towards addressing their feelings, and it is precious. This is definitely one that I highly recommend picking up if you haven't yet, because it is so good. Okay, next we have another Yakuza book, which is Yakuza Fiance Volume 4. Another one that I loved. This is a series I'm obsessed with. It's very similar to Something's Wrong With Us, like that same kind of dark, twisted, romantic suspense elements. Our hero is very much a psychopath. This one we follow some rivalry between her childhood friend and her to-be husband, childhood friend, which is spectacular. I cannot wait for volume 5. This is one that basically as soon as I get the next volume, and I'm reading it as quickly as I can because I love the tension here. And our heroine is very much become a I'm not gonna take your shit type of heroine, and is just gonna push his buttons, and he loves that she pushes his buttons, and I love watching it happen. But this is very like not trashy, like bad trashy. When I say trashy, it's with love, but it gives me that like soap opera-y vibes, and I love that about it so much. Next we have I'm a Wolf, My Boss is a Sheep Volume 3, which I didn't know came out, and I stumbled upon it at the bookstore and was like, oh my god, it's out. And Volume 3 was great, although it did introduce a thing I don't love, which is another like love interest competition situation. But I still enjoyed it overall. I think it was really, really cute and fun to read. I just think it continued the story perfectly, and they're just so cute together that, again, it's another one that as I get these in, I just want to read them. So this is an office romance about a woman who is part sheep and he is a wolf, and obviously they're not supposed to get along, but here they do, and oh, they're not supposed to like each other, but they do, and they're so cute together. There's also some like competition in this one a little bit more, and the way that plays out is actually kind of funny. Next we have another Steamship title, which is my favorite Steamship, I think. Maybe second, I don't know, first and second are kind of tied, but that is Outbride Volume 4. This is a Why Choose time travel manga. This follows these 4 men who have to try and mate with this girl who's been frozen in time, and it's only getting more interesting as we go. They need her DNA like to procreate basically, but also she needs liquids from them, we're gonna call it, to stay alive in the world. So that's interesting. But the thing with this is there's this intrigue element about why she's there that we're slowly getting as we continue to read it, and each volume I feel like gives me a little more where I'm like, I need to know what's going on, like I need to know, and now I'm stuck waiting until like next February. So this is just another one that I think for Steamship is doing really well. It is one that I do think will not work for a lot of people though, so I will caveat it with that, like this will not work for a lot of people, and because of that I say proceed with caution, because if Why Choose kind of twisty dark romance isn't your thing, you're not gonna like this, because it's definitely got some of those elements that make it a little more questionable as far as consent and age. Also, she's like 17 in the beginning, but it's so good. Next we have Titan's Bride Volume 2, which I also love. This one for me worked so well. I was surprised at how much I've enjoyed this series. I'm excited to read 3 and continue on. This is an MM series. It's an isekai, so he ends up traveling to the giant's world, and the end of volume 1 was really tense, and this resolved that tension and continued to follow their really precious romance. This is explicit on page, like explicit on page, so do know that going in, like you are going to see it all, okay? But the story wise, I really like the fantasy world being built here, and I really like just how their dynamic is together. It's very fun, it's very cute, it's a good time, but again, explicit. Like explicit, so proceed with caution. Okay, I only have volume 1 to hold up because Shay sent me volume 2, and I do have volume 3, but I read these 1 physically and then 2 and 3 digitally, and that is my happy marriage, my new obsession, my double dip. I'm reading the light novel for this too. That's how much I love this. This is a Cinderella inspired retelling featuring a heroine who is a very beat down from her family and a hero who has magical abilities, so there's this nice paranormal twist. And she's basically been shunned because she wasn't born with these magical abilities that happen in this world. And it follows her in this marriage and him just like teaching her to be more confident and open up. And it is so precious. I'm obsessed with it. I'm sitting on volume 4 to read right now because like I want to sit down and read it when I like have the time to just sit with the story, because I am that obsessed with it. Like it is fantastic. And I haven't watched the anime yet. I'm going to. Like, I will be reading and consuming every form of the story I possibly can. That's how much I love it. And I'm so happy I read volumes 1 through 3 already, because, like, It's so good. Like, this will be on my favorites for the year list. There is no world this isn't on my favorites for the year list. I don't know what they could do to this story to make me not love it. Okay, next is one I don't have anymore because I got the box set for my birthday early. And that is Toilet Bound Hanako Volume 1. The box set is set aside for my birthday, so like I can't show it to you, but I did get Volume 1. I did read Volume 1 of Toilet Bound Hanako, and I liked it enough that I asked for the box set for my birthday, and it went on sale the other day, so I got it for a birthday gift. And I just really liked this. This was different than I expected, I guess. I was surprised at the paranormal elements of this. Like, I knew there were paranormal elements and like yokai and stuff, but I didn't realize how much I would like it, and I really did love it. Like, it was so cute to read. We follow a girl who like kind of will do anything and ends up entering a bargain with a ghost that is bound to a toilet. And she becomes their helper, and it's just following their adventures, and I just seriously had so much fun with it. I was very upset I didn't have more to read. All right, next we have Cheeky Brat Volume 6. This continues to be one of my favorite shoujos that I read. This is like top 5 for me probably right now that I'm like currently reading. This follows a like a manager for the basketball team and a player. She's older than him, and he is relentlessly pursuing her, and it's so cute, their relationship. And every volume is kind of just them continuing to figure it out and what it means for them to date and be together. I freaking love Cheeky Brat. I'm really excited to keep reading it. I do have Volume 7 to read still, but it has been such a good time that I'm curious to see where it goes in the next few volumes. I know it's semi-long, but yeah, I've just enjoyed reading them every volume as it comes out and seeing where their relationship goes. Next, we have another digital, actually a couple digitals. So I read Flying Witch, Volumes 1 through 4. These are available via Comixology Unlimited and I think Kindle Unlimited as well. So I read these. I really enjoyed these. I thought this was a fun slice of life witch book. I don't know that I would own them physically. Like, I don't know if I love them enough to buy them digitally or physically. But I did like it enough to read it through Comixology Unlimited, and if I could get it through the library, I'd probably continue. It is super duper slice of life though. Like, very chill slice of life, almost Ghibli vibes, however you want to say it. But yeah, I think overall a good time and fun one to read, but just go in expecting very like slice of life, like extreme slice of life, which is not always my jam, but it worked well for me. Next, I read Wolf Girl and Black Prince, Volume 1. I read this on the Viz app. Thank goodness. I hated it. I really did not like this. I felt like our heroine was such a doormat, and I was sad it did not work so well for me compared to the mangaka's other work that I do love, and that was surprising. I don't know if it gets better. I didn't like it enough to want to continue, to be honest, even reading it on the Viz app where I pay, you know, pretty minimal money a month to read books. So for me, this is a no. I know it works for a lot of people, and I know there are people who like love it. It just, I don't know, something about it was not working for me. So that was my like biggest miss this quarter as far as manga reads. I have Vampire Dormitory. Oh, that is backwards. Next, I have Vampire Dormitory Volume 7, and this was good. I really like the series. Listen, I don't think the series is like spectacular blow your mind, but I think they're just really pulpy, quick, fun reads. I really love the setup here. So our female heroine is disguising herself as a man and living in the dorms with the lead, like, future prince of vampires or whatever. But it's just fun. Like, these are fun, quick reads that are just so banana pants that I love them for that. Like, they're just bonkers, and they know they're bonkers, and that's like the whole point, and I love that about them so much. I'm the Villainess, so I'm Taming the Final Boss, Volume 1. I read, and I really enjoyed this. This is a word heavy manga. So I read this during a readathon, and I didn't realize how word heavy it was, which didn't take away from it. I just was surprised. And I really enjoyed it. So I haven't read the next two, but I do plan to finish this volume, the next two volumes, sooner than later. I actually got Rex's by one of my Barnes & Noble's booksellers, and I was like, yeah, I'll pick it up, whatevs. So I did. And I'm really glad I did, because honestly, this was so much fun that I'm excited to see where it goes in the next two. It is an isekai. She travels to another world and realizes she's the villainess and decides to tame the final boss to save herself from death. And it is just a fun time. He's a very grumpy, and I do love a grumpy hero / love interest, so it's just kind of all my catnips, you know? Okay, some more digitals. I read Asahi-sempai's Favorite Volume 1. This is one I picked up on sale at some point from Kodansha, I'm sure. And it was fine. I don't know if I'll continue it digitally or not. It was just okay for me. It wasn't like a favorite. But another digital that I did pick up and then got the rest from my library is Our Fake Marriage. I read volumes 1 through 9 of this, and I'm waiting eagerly on my holds to come in for the rest of the series because, like, it was so good. This follows a girl who runs into a childhood friend and they decide to get fake married so that women will leave him alone. But it blossoms to more, of course, and there's a lot of like intrigue and build up to that blossoming to more, some jealousy behavior. It was just, again, another fun soapy manga to read. Like, I feel like I blew through 9 volumes of this without trying very hard, and that was really fun to do, and I just really enjoyed it. I'm kind of sad I have to wait for more to come in from my library, but I'm also excited for it, you know? Like, it's one of those, like, I'm sad and excited all at once. Next, we have a series I finished, which is I'm Kinda Chubby and I'm Your Hero, Volume 2. I'm really sad this is only 2 volumes, but this was a really cute series. Just a cute little 2-shot, we'll call it. This follows a hero who is an actor and the other one is an aspiring pastry chef, and their romance is just adorable. The way they lift each other up and support each other, I'm obsessed. If you read BL and you haven't read this, I can't recommend it enough. Get ready, it's a big stack. Okay, so I read a whole bunch of Yona. Oh my god, okay, whoo, let me not drop it. So, Yona, I read a ton. Are we surprised? I'm not. We have the Yona of the Dawn along happening. The Yona along, as we call it, because otherwise that sounds weird. But I read volumes 21, 22, yeah, I'm putting them up as we talk, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 of Yona of the Dawn. So this is a reread for me. Once we get to 36, I will no longer be rereading the series. It'll be first time reads, but obsessed, still love it. One of my all-time favorite fantasy romance mangas to date. Nothing has topped it yet. Like, nothing has topped it. I don't know if anything will, but I don't have a lot to say about it. That's not a spoiler at this point, so I'm just not gonna say much because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Next we have I'm the Villainess, or The Villainess and the Demon Knight, Volume 2. This is also in my top 3. You've gotten like my top 3 steamships this video. This fan-fucking-tastic. Oh my god, this was so good. Why was this so good? I just didn't expect this series to be as standout as it is for me, but I'm obsessed. I cannot wait for Volume 3. I love following our villainess and the knight who's like obsessed with her. And we got some nice political shakeups, some reveals here. Like, we're getting a mix of all the things I want. Romance, political intrigue, reveals, all the things happening. Like, that's all I want. So I love this. I'm obsessed. Next we have Changes of Heart, Volumes 2 through 9. I got put onto this via Twitter. Somebody was tweeting about it and showed some screenshots, and I was like, well, I kind of want to read this. So I read it and finished the whole series in this quarter. I really enjoyed this. This is a great friends to lovers. I didn't love some of the last half of the manga series. It was honestly possibly going to be in my top 3 favorites, but now it's like top 5 favorite joseis so far. There were just a couple things, like I said, I didn't vibe with overall. So I'm happy I read it, but I'm also okay with the fact that like it didn't end as good as I wanted it to. But yeah, I think if you like joseis and you're looking for a fun friends to lovers, decently smutty manga, this is a great series to pick up, especially if you can get them for like $5.99 each or less. Then I read Kakuriyo's Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. I think I said that right. I probably didn't. I struggle for some reason with that name. I read volumes 1 through 6 of this in the last month, and I love this book. It feels like a mix of Food Wars and Kami-sama Kiss and something else, and I can't remember what. Momochi House? The Demon of Momochi House, maybe? It's something like that. It's like a mix of a lot of things that I love. There's great food content in this book series, but it follows a girl who goes through to the other world and is going to repay her grandfather's debt by opening a restaurant at this inn for spirits. There's a lot fighting against her in doing so and a lot helping her, and I really just loved the dynamic between these two. Our love interest is like an ogre orc dude, and he's like kind of willing to help her but also like helping her a little bit because he wants her to stay. So I don't know, it's been really cute, and I do need to read 7 and 8. I think I might have already read 7. I don't know. I've got like 1 volume that just came in from the library to read, so I'm probably gonna read that soon. Next we have Skip and Loafer, Volume 7. This is our newest one that's come out. All I have to say is if you're reading this series and you read the end of this volume, are you okay? Let me know in the comments. Don't spoil it, but are you okay? Because I'm not okay. I am not okay. I need volume 8. That's what I have to say about 7. If you haven't read 7 yet, don't. Wait for 8. That's where I'm at. And then we have Ima Koi volume 7, which follows our new couple that I was very hesitant on, but I'm also ecstatic about now. So after reading volume 7, I'm sold on them. I love them. They're adorable together. I can't wait to read the rest of their story. And I'm absolutely obsessed with this series. This continues to be one of my favorites. The first 5-6 volumes follow our original couple, who I consider my favorite like old married couple that are in high school, and I love them. They're amazing together. And then my last physical, and then the last 3 will be digitals, is Catch These Hands volume 4. I finished this series. I liked it. It did not end as strong as I wanted it to, but it was not a bad ending overall. Like, I'm glad I'm done with it, but I'm also sad it's over and that it didn't end as strongly as I wanted. But it was still a really cute sapphic manga series. So if you haven't read it yet, it's only 4 volumes and I think it's worth picking up. Let's talk digitals. First up, we have The Knight Captain is the New Princess to Be. I no longer own this. I already sold it off. I did not like this at all either. So this is my other like miss of the month. Like big miss. For me, this just didn't hit anything new. It didn't give me anything new that I like about these kinds of mangas. If anything, I was most interested in the back elements of it, like the backstory elements, like the little shorts. And even that, I just was like, whatever. I literally got rid of this manga so quick. I read it and was just very disappointed at the end of the day. So not for me. I don't foresee myself changing my mind on that either. I think it's just one that I'm not vibing with at the end of the day. And other series are giving me similar things, but better. Why bother? Next, we have Abe-Kun's Got Me Now, volumes 9 through 11, so I'm officially caught back up on that. And I love this series. This is another like high school married couple, and they're so cute and fun. We follow some birthday fun and shenanigans and them just like continuing to explore their relationship. What is this going to be when they go off to college? And I really just loved how that worked out. And then like a little bit of the competition for her heart from another love interest was really nicely added in. Like it didn't feel forced, and the way it's been handled has been really well done. It doesn't feel like a force there's another love interest to create tension. It feels pretty natural. So yeah. And then last but not least, digitally, I read Defying Kurosaki-kun. Volumes 1 through something are available on KU or Comixology Unlimited for this. And basically I read through everything available there within about 24 hours. And then read the rest that I could on my library app that I was able to get them from. And here I am. I'm probably going to finish this series in October. I really enjoyed this. I think this was such a fun read. I think it reminds me of Shortcake Cake. So basically our hero and heroine live in the same house. It's like a dorm for students in high school. And he's like the black wolf, and the other guy's like the golden retriever love interest. Like everybody likes him. And they have like a run-in on the first day of school. And then it just keeps happening, but he also like keeps saving her from situations. And it's this like push and pull they have. It's been fantastic. I really enjoy it. Again, another like very soapy like shoujo, which is kind of what I want from shoujos often. So I'm thrilled overall, and I'm excited to finish and see where it goes. Okay, that is everything I read this last quarter. Again, next month I will be back with a manga log and haul in one video for you, because this is so much talking. I would like to save myself, if I can, a little bit of that talking in the future. So I will be back with that next month for you. I will have a haul in a few days for you as well, probably, with all the manga I bought in the last little bit to get me set up to start the other hauls. But yeah, so that is it. Let me know what manga you read in the last quarter and loved, or are looking forward to coming out in the next couple months. If you don't want to do that, you can leave me a bow emoji of your choice down below. I think there's only one bow. I think it's like a pink bow. You can leave me that down below. And I will have links to all these manga for you, as well as links to my friend anywhere on the internet. And I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we